Hello and welcome. Let's discuss this question that came in the year 2021 and is related to the topic oceanography. The question is, consider the following statements. First statement, in the tropical zone, the western sections of the oceans are warmer than the eastern sections owing to the influence of trade winds. Second statement, in the temperate zone, westerlies make the eastern sections of the oceans warmer than the western sections. To understand this question, let's look into this diagram. This diagram represents the trade winds, westerlies and easterlies. Now, why these different kinds of winds are generated? Basically, Earth is divided into 7 pressure belts. 7 pressure belts that are permanent in nature. So these 7 pressure belts are equatorial low, subtropical high pressure, subtropical low pressure, and then again polar high pressure. Okay. Now we know that wind flows from high pressure to low pressure. Because of difference in pressure, the wind flows and it flows from high pressure to low pressure. Now, because of Coriolis force, anything that is moving in northern hemisphere turns towards its right direction in northern hemisphere, whereas in southern hemisphere it turns towards in left direction. So if this wind is flowing from high pressure to low pressure in northern hemisphere, it will tend towards its right. This is the right direction. Since it is going downwards, so it will move towards its right. So that's why from subtropical high to equatorial low, the wind that would have been going into this direction turns towards its right because of the effect of Coriolis force, which gave rise to this permanent trade winds. Okay. Similarly, in southern hemisphere, from high pressure, subtropical high pressure to equatorial low pressure, the winds which would have been going in this direction, upward direction from high pressure to low pressure, turns towards its left because of the effect of Coriolis force. In northern hemisphere, right direction; in southern hemisphere, left direction. And Coriolis force is a pseudo force. Pseudo force means it is an effect, not the actual force. Similarly, the wind now flows from high pressure to low pressure, from subtropical high pressure to subtropical low pressure, and it moves towards its right. Now, since they are originating from western direction and moving towards eastern direction, they are known as westerlies. Similarly, westerlies in southern hemisphere. And polar easterlies, they are originating from east direction, from high pressure to low pressure. It will move towards its right because of Coriolis force. So they are originating from east, going towards west, hence they are known as easterlies. Right. So this is the basic diagram of winds, trade winds, westerlies as well as easterlies in northern hemisphere and southern hemisphere. Now let's take Atlantic Ocean as an example. Suppose the mid-Atlantic Ocean in northern hemisphere is getting heated up. Right? Now what will be the direction of winds, trade winds? This will be the direction of trade winds in northern hemisphere. We already saw in the previous diagram. Now what will happen? These trade winds will bring these warmer water towards the western section of the ocean. This is the western section of this Atlantic Ocean, right? This is the western section of Atlantic Ocean and this is the eastern section of Atlantic Ocean. So this warm waters will be brought into western sections by trade winds, whereas this warm water will be drifted towards the eastern section of the Atlantic Ocean by westerlies. Okay. So the waters will be drifted towards in subtropical belt. In subtropical belts, this will happen. In tropical belts, this scenario will happen. Water will be brought into western section of ocean. Water will be brought into eastern section of ocean. Right? Now if we look into this question, in the tropical zone, the western sections of the ocean are warmer than the eastern sections of the ocean owing to the influence of trade winds. We already saw that in diagram. In the temperate zone or subtropical zone, westerlies will make the eastern sections of the oceans warmer than the western sections. Okay, because warm water will be brought into western section by westerly trade winds. Western section of the ocean will be warmer as compared to eastern section of the ocean in tropical belt. And in temperate belt, eastern sections of the oceans will be warmer as compared to western section owing to the effect of westerlies here and because of trade winds here. So both the statements are correct. Hence, C is the correct answer. Thank you.